All right, there we go. We have muted the music, or killed the music, I should say. We are back once again with a different layout for the game. Something I was working on, or trying to work on for the new campaign. But we are back. We do not have much of a game recap because we need to admonish Brittany for not including the notes. That way, so she will specifically cringe when she goes back and watches this to get caught up. I wish I had an admonish button. I could just press admonish.
Shame.
Right.
Hey, Dale, can we get you to bring your volume up just a touch, if you can?
Is that any better?
That's way better. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Okay. So that being said, we can jump right into game, I guess. But before we do, we have XP to roll. It is February.
Right. Let's see here.
So if somebody wants to roll that, please do. We don't have any birthdays in February for this particular game, but we do for Mythic Savannah, which has already been taken care of, and the Marvel game, which will be coming up.
Right. All right, guys, who's rolling?
Okay, what is it? 1d6?
Yep.
Plus, 1d6 plus 1, it looks like.
Uh-huh.
Nobody saw that. This is why I don't roll XP.
Total of 2.
Yay.
Huzzah!
Yeah, we all know we don't want me rolling dice when it counts. So
I don't see how it could not have been worse.
Technically.
Like literally.
Yep.
Unless you can find a way to roll a 0.
Oh, right.
All right, well, at this point where we left off, everybody has made it back. You're back on Pelagon at this point, keeping a low profile, or after having kept a low profile at the hideout for a bit, and then made your way back here, or I should say actually you went straight to Pelagon because you had people that were in seriously injured.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So a couple days have passed as of that point, and I will leave it up to all of you to take care of whatever you're going to take care of, or do whatever it is you're going to do.
I take it we've already debriefed Lord Tornar on
Yes.
like what's going on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Briefed.
Huh.
Debriefing would be him telling us what happened.
Well, yeah, that's true.
What? It's words have meanings.
Yeah, I'm agreeing.
No, I mean Jerry was shaking his head though.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay.
No, I know. It's just you're getting a little picky with some of that stuff, like the Baron and Barony and whatnot. So
Oh, right.
not a big deal. Oh, that's not gonna help.
Okay, so then have we actually gotten any word from Lord Tornar if we should do anything with regard to our secret base, the asteroid hideout?
None as of yet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been no word. He's actually, as of this point, he's been spending some time with his son as well as Nasara, which is one of the reasons why she's not here.
Sure, got it. Okay. Okay, then I will get out my new comlink because I had to reobtain everything, and he'll be like, "Hey, everybody, what say we meet up for what time of day it is? Is it, Jerome?"
You guys really haven't had anything business wise to do, so it's been kind of probably a lazy day. So we'll say it's probably about like 9:30 ish.
Okay. So it'll be like, yeah. So hey, let's meet up for a snack or a meal, and talk about what to do next, given everything that's gone on recently.
All right. Insofar as, like Dale saying that he's got to get a new comm link, have we determined what we have or do not have? Jerome, you mentioned the salvage of the Saber. Did that occur, or
Yeah, that's already occurred. But
Yep.
it's in
So-
dry dock for a good bit.
so did we lose like equipment and supplies that were on the Saber?
No.
Okay.
They have been, what do they call it? They've been weathered properly. If you have like gear or equipment on.
Yeah, well, like Jarrus had his power suit and his new droid that he hasn't even named yet was on the Saber and everything.
So they all have healthy weathering.
Okay.
You want them broken in.
Yeah.
Yep. Now they don't look new. Now they look like they've lived a while.
All right. Well, we might have to get some spiffed up stuff for, the visuals, I guess. But
Sure.
all right. So yes, we should get together and discuss what's going on next. This seems quite a bit is either in flux or will soon be in flux.
Excellent. All right. Well, anybody who's available, I'll be at the local cantina in 10. Meet me there, and we'll discuss.
On the way.
Okay. Well, you're in for a treat as you show up, Drade. Cy Snoodles and the Max Rebo Band are currently playing at the cantina. They got a much upgraded gig from the outback that is Tatooine.
Nice. So he's bopping to it as he walks in, like, oh, all right, got some good tunes now. He waits for the others and goes ahead and just orders some drinks ahead of time for everybody when they arrive.
Okay. I would assume that everybody eventually arrives.
Yeah.
Sooner or later. So droids right now, since it's late, it's getting late morning at this point. Droids are really the only ones that are doing runs back and forth and catering to people for whatever it is that they need. The nobility or people who might need work are the ones that come in a little bit later.
Cool. Okay.
Sleeping in if they can.
Right.
But the canteen is kind of slow. There's only like 2 other individuals in here outside of your little group. Both of which look like they've probably been working all night, and this is the first time they've had a chance to sit down for whatever it is that they do.
Okay. So, when everyone's here, he's like, all right, fellas. First, I need to apologize for making all of you deal with me when I was trying to save all of you. I know we're all in this together and all of that, but that was poor form on my part. I won't happen again. Put it that way. But be that as it may, since things have happened, information has been let loose in ways I am clearly not proud of. Clearly, some changes are going to have to be made, and we're going to have to discuss what we're willing to do, how we're willing to change, I think, before we leave planet, really, now that this information's out there. Really, I'd like to ask both of you, since you're here, since we're tied to 2 main groups, the House here and the Alliance, he tries to say that like kind of under his breath so the other two elves aren't hearing it. And we have shifted our focus back and forth just based on what anyone has needed. But I'm wondering if we need to severely, if not completely, cut our ties with the house here, at least temporarily, so that things can truly die down. I know that I'm being hunted now by a powerful foe, and it's all a lot. I don't want any of you to go into this half knowing and half not knowing what's involved. So I know we get in dangerous situations. It's probably going to be ramped up since we have a powerful enemy looking for me. And I don't want that to come down on any of you unless you are really in it to win it. So,
First time being hunted by the Empire?
I mean, technically no,
Montana
but
James Franco.
yeah, yeah, sure, yeah. Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, goodbye. Technically no, I get what you mean, but this time it's the big guns. It's like nearly the biggest guns, you know. So that's what we're looking at here.
Yeah, I don't. To me, it's always been the biggest guns. I mean, I have an active warrant,
Right.
and I've had it like the whole time you've known me. That's, so I'm already fully in. Because if they ever captured me, you'll never see me again. Also, maybe we should get past the whole idea that getting captured by the Empire is a character defect that you need to apologize for.
I get what you're saying, and
Again,
I appreciate
first
your
time?
perspective.
Have you ever been in an Imperial prison?
No,
I have.
actually. Really?
So, yeah. So, you can get past the whole, I apologize for having been captured in my ship that crashed the same way yours did.
I get you. I really do appreciate that. I being what I am, tend to have more responsibility and more expected of what I can pull off. So
Yeah, well, I'm going to take avoiding space mines off my list of things I expect Jedi to do because it's a really cornerstone of my belief in you guys was. Anyway,
yeah, funny you mentioned that. Boy, I had time, and they really had that gravitic mind network set up well. Yikes! They didn't spare any expense with that place.
so
Well,
now that
okay.
we passed all that.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Beyond that, then, I mean, like I said, information is out there now, and our shield of anonymity is dwindling to virtually nothing. So I think we're coming fast upon the time of needing to really decide who we are, how we present ourselves, what we do. And that's got to start with who we're connected to, especially openly, because it's now going to be tough as all get out hiding our activities.
On an out of character point to just ask, as I understand it, isn't like Jarrus's name still off the wanted poster? Isn't he like the guy that is like, geez, why aren't I on the wanted poster with these guys?
I don't know. I haven't actually considered it. Didn't know it came up. Could be.
Right, like, but in all the information that was given out, I don't think Jarrus was ever mentioned, right?
Not yet. No, nobody's real name has been mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. So
There's semi-matching descriptions for most everybody except Jairus at this point.
so
I mean, he could change that if he really wanted to, and
well,
just
at this
go
point he's almost
and,
jealous. You know?
and go find what's his name from Desperado, who walked into a bar and just talked up his buddy and spooked everybody. He's like, no, just real scum of the earth type guys, not class X like everybody here. You know.
So I don't, getting back into character. So I don't, other than you being directly hunted now, I don't think much has changed overall, except perhaps drawing the focus more towards us. Our information was out there in Imperial hands already. Now they just may be more interested in finding us.
I mean, is it just us? I mean, didn't they find out that Torinar's funding us?
It's likely they know that, well, that they're going to know that a lord of this particular house, he's not the only one, but he's one of the most prevalent ones, the most active ones. So they'll probably connect those dots sooner rather than later.
Well, especially if, what's the status of House Massetti with the Empire? I know we kind of embarrassed them, but wouldn't they give up Torinar to get their way back in?
I would think so.
House Massetti has been the Empire's influence in the Tapani sector for quite a while now. They curry favor with the Empire to build their power. You do recall our significantly large space battle where Lord Torinar called in significant ship resources. I am sure the Empire is aware of that already.
Definitely. Yeah, they were hurt. Massetti did get a punch to the face that day. Don't know how long it's going to take them to recover. Would you have any idea, Jairus?
Jerome, would the Massetti
it's been about
forces be?
It's been about 4 years since that point, ish.
Yeah, but would the Massetti forces in general be known to the other houses insofar as like how big of a fleet? What did we deal with on that space battle? Was that their whole fleet? Was it like a couple of guys?
They absolutely got caught with gunboat diplomacy. Like they got to put it in layman's terms, they got kicked in the no-nos a couple of times because of that. They went way too heavy and didn't leave nearly enough behind. So they lost like 90% of their active fleet. So like when I was saying that there was such a seismic shift in what took place, it was big. It was very, very big. So, but given everything that was going on in the galaxy, it's not like the Empire was able to step in and do something about it at that point. They just kind of had to sit back and say, okay, the kids are going to fight it out. Let's just see how this is going to happen, and we'll deal with it later.
Yeah, they've been hands off on the Tapani sector, letting Massetti kind of run as their influence. So,
and it's openly known. Massetti took a big hit. So not only did they take a good chunk of damage to their fleet, which obviously they're rebuilding at this point, but they lost a key ally, which enabled House Tapani to reclaim the other systems that they lost.
So to answer your question, Massetti is still the Empire's hand in the sector. But the battle we had with them 4 years ago left them toothless.
Okay.
Their power is on paper and political right now.
But that's my point. Is I'm not talking about them doing something. I'm talking about them making a holocron call to the Empire when they hear that this is going on and saying, "Hey, we know that the Void Hounds work for Torinor." They don't have to fly a single ship for that. They can just call.
Well, so out of character, you guys would know. They don't know that.
Oh, I thought
It's
Okay.
never been definitively put out. Lord Torinar never identified his fleet. So he never tied you guys. So that link there was never tied.
right,
There was a
but
conversation behind the scenes with the High Lord, where the High Lord eventually found out, who was behind that fleet, and he got snookered, but it was done purposely to give him plausible deniability. So all they really know is that there's another player out there who is aligned with House Tapani.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I didn't know the mole had been taken care of, because there for a while we were like, oh, there's a mole in the house,
Oh yeah, no,
and I kind of always assumed there's going to be spies in the
there
house.
are. Yeah,
So-
he's just very careful to keep what you guys do as way off the books as possible.
okay.
Just like he did with that fleet.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, so here's the thing, man pays the bills, and also happens to be married to one of the crew. So,
Right.
um, so if we don't think the Empire, like a bunch of Star Destroyers, are about to surround this planet, that's a sigh of relief for me, because I assume that's where we were going next, is that the planet would go under siege.
The current political arrangements prevent the Empire. No, let me not use the word prevent. The current political arrangements with the House Massetti limit the Empire's interest in direct activity here. Massetti is their proxy.
Because it seems like a regime like this would have to squash any place that shows dissent. Aren't they running around right now trying to stamp out any sign of the rebellion they can find?
Yes, but
all over the galaxy.
again, the Tapani sector is not theirs. It's not their territory. House Massetti is their influence in the Tapani sector.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. So they don't want to destroy any political ties that they have just on the off chance they could catch us. Okay.
Well, they don't have, technically they don't have permission, in the sense that this is not Empire territory. If they were to come in full strength in their capacity as a fleet, they would be invading the Tapani sector. And that would bring the other houses and the High Lord into direct contention with them.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, we have that going for us at least, but that means when we're out there and we're away from the Tapani sector, or at least House Pelagia, we're still going to have a crosshair on us, specifically me. All right. But I guess that isn't that much difficult from what we've been dealing with before. We just now have a name to put to our enemy. So far it's kind of sounding like, between you two anyway, that maybe cutting ties isn't fully necessary because we still have at least some protection, politically and otherwise.
The known ties are you in your individual persona connected to the house, not necessarily our crew as the Void Hounds. Out there, out there, they're looking for the crew, but they don't know who we are specifically. But out there, someone is looking for you and could use your tie to Lord Toronar if they wanted to.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea anyway to be able to operate independently. You know, this place is a single point of failure, right? If Torinar's assassinated or, you know, whatever, dethroned by the High Lord, I don't know, but let's say something happens, we're up a creek. You know, we need to pay for food, let alone fuel and grenades and stuff. So, you know, so finding an independent way to exist is a good idea anyway.
Right.
If you want to insulate Lord Toronar, you need to publicly lose your title.
I actually was thinking about that. All right. Now that I'm hearing that from you, I think you're right.
Does he
I'll
have
at
to
least
lose
need to
it?
do that.
He's a knight of the house. No matter where he goes, anything he does will reflect on Lord Toronar and connect him to Lord Toronar.
Can we
Because
just-
they will assume he's operating
It would
under
connect him
Lord
to House
Toronar's order.
Pelagia. He
Can
would,
we just not tell people he's a knight?
yeah. There, I mean, there's that, but it would connect him to House Pelagia, not Lord Toronar,
Well,
because that's where his title came from. The title came from the High Lord, not Toronar.
but to the house. So
Mhm.
any activity that identifies him would generally be assumed he's working under orders from the house.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to bring any undue harm to the house. Okay. I'll discuss that with Lord Toronar as well. See if he has any opinions on anything else we might need to do. Okay.
I'm from a minor family in the house, so my activities wouldn't necessarily be assumed that the house ordered them. But I might have the same problems in a micro setting with ties to the house.
Okay. Well, okay. So, currently on the table then, I've got to talk to Toronar, see about renouncing my title to at least provide that little bit of separation. And at the same time, like what Montan is talking about, maybe having some sort of backup so that were we to be absolutely forced to cut ties, we'll have to rely on somebody to pay the bills. Any ideas on what we can do? I mean, we do have ties with the Rebel Alliance, but it's not as if they're rolling in it. And upkeeping any type of ship takes a lot.
Well, we've met a few groups. I've visited with the Scrap Bees a few times. I'm not sure how they fund themselves, but I don't think they're, on anyone's payroll either. It might be a keep what you kill situation.
The Scrappies came to my mind as well. At least as engineers, they could help us maintain our equipment and vehicles.
Good points. Good points. Okay. So we've got the scrap bees for at least a few reasons.
Understand, it's not going to be glamorous. If we go into an independent lifestyle, piracy is on the table. Maybe not of innocent trade routes, hopefully piracy of imperial shipments and whatnot, but nevertheless, you're not going to be able to put your nose too high in the air, because we're going to need funding of some sort.
Right.
Probably to start with, we need to sell off that ship that we took off the swamp planet.
True. Could just sell it. That would mean if we're moving anywhere for the time being, Jarrus, we'd have to rely on your ship or some other transport. Would you be okay with that happening?
My ship's certainly available. We could also speak with Lord Tornar before we go selling off any hard resources. Perhaps my cousin could set up some kind of trust, anonymous trust that we could draw from.
Interesting. Good idea. Okay. All right.
While it's not incredibly lucrative, there are certainly any number of organizations and individuals who are not legally able to obtain BACTA that would pay for it.
There you go. Okay. Seems like it's been a while since you've been in the BACTA game. You know what's going on as far as that goes throughout the galaxy? Like what the markets are like?
I haven't been an active supplier. We've been busy, but in our downtime, I have not cut ties with that side of the galaxy.
Okay. Okay. All right, yeah, more to bring up with Lord Tornar then. See what we can get going. Something either independent he could set up, or we can dip into your skills and see if we can set up some sort of transport for BACTA or BACTA related materials and goods. At least make something for ourselves if we need to fall back on that.
I mean, before I ran off from the spaceport, I did have a little shop repairing droids and other equipment, and I've learned stuff since then. We could set up a repair service that gets hired. That's another way we could make money. Fly out to stranded ships or stations or whatever, and provide specialized repair services. That would get us a lot of places. I'm not saying one or the other. I'm saying these are both options we could do.
Sure. Okay.
Speaking of that, Montan, your skills have come along to the point where I'm going to ask, have you created your own design yet?
I built T4s with him. He's like, I built T4 from scratch, essentially. I mean, I didn't prototype the frame, but everything on the inside is mine.
Because if we're talking about the scrap bees, we do potentially have access to a droid creation facility.
We do.
And if you were to market your own design.
There we go. Look at the businessman. Yeah, I think I'll put some work into that.
Excellent. Okay.
And if I could go even one step farther, if we marketed it to the right place and had a Trojan programming installed.
I will tell you that that exact thing is why I have a warrant on me at the moment. So
So you're saying you know how to do that then? Okay, good. Good.
I do, and I also know that I have developed antiviruses that look for that sort of thing.
Wow.
It's security is always a game between what you can think up and how fast they can respond to it. No exploit is permanent.
Right.
So,
But if it's hard coded into the design, it might get past any kind of
yeah,
program. I don't know the right word, but yes.
yeah, I have ideas on that front. Deliver a droid that has a package that it puts into the centralized computer that gives us access, and then the droid itself is clean. Things like that.
I was just considering a secondary processor that would be a covert spy.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's the problem is I'm not the only droid engineer out there. And if they take one of these to another engineer who finds the hidden core and taps into it, not only is the gig up, the word gets out that we're delivering spy droids. And and that's it. We can't do it anymore. Again, and I agree with you. The opportunity is there. I'm saying let's not mass market spy droids because nobody will buy them after 2 weeks. But we can mass market useful droids, and then when we want to, tamper with one of them.
That could work. Okay. Jer, since you brought that up, how long do you think that would take to set that up for sounds like Montan could be ready pretty quick as far as the designs that he's got for T4 and all of that? How long would it take to just set that up and get it going?
Well, if the Scrappies would give us access to the production facility, we just have to program the specs into the computer systems to produce our design or Montan's design. It could be weeks.
It's not bad.
Then we also have to work out supply lines, right? The metal.
Well, certainly the marketing is a whole other story, but the production could be on
what I'm saying is
track very quickly.
We could produce a few based on the parts that they have on hand, but they will run out of parts. We need, now we need to talk about, supplying parts, the raw metal, the specific servos and such. So we can get into it. I'm just saying that it's, their production facility isn't infinite.
Sure.
And if we want to, and currently it's keyed towards those old battle droids. So if we want to make something else, we either have to do it with the same parts or start fabricating another set of parts for supply. So yeah, let's get into it. It's just a bigger thing than me supplying a blueprint to the computer.
Okay.
But it wouldn't necessarily be a years-long
right
startup. We could start it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds pretty promising. And it's legit, above board. Wouldn't have to do much to move those credits around to whatever we need to accomplish for repairs, resupply, what have you. I like it. Okay, so we have some options there. I think this is good. I'll take what we've talked about so far to Toronar, see what input he's got, see if there's anything we have to do based on House Pelagia or his needs or what have you. And In the meantime, if you two want to see if you can make contact with the Scrap Bees, see if they have input on this design idea, get that going, the sooner the better. So, anything else we want to talk about before I go talk to the big man?
If we're going to request resources set aside for us to use anonymously, I don't know if he can offer any other material support in the same vein. Not just money, but he seems to have a fleet that I didn't know about. So he must have other material resources that are not on the books.
What would you be looking for specifically? Can you think of what you would need, what you think he might be able to provide? And I can ask some direct questions.
I don't have anything specific, but I think it depends on what we consider independent operation.
Okay.
If we're going to work more closely with the Scrap Bees, then we'll be relying on their location, their resources, that type of thing. But if we are going to go truly independent, and you're concerned about our backup location being compromised, then we need a new primary launching point and the ships and equipment and vehicles to support that.
Okay. All right. I'll see what he says. Montan, you want me to ask him anything? Or are you all set?
I guess I'm all set. I can't think of what I would ask him.
Well, and again, we're short on people in the conversation, but if we're going to go completely independent operators, we need to figure out, are we going to stay the size that we are, or are we going to bring on more people?
Right.
What do we want to do as independents?
I know that so far it seems like we'd at least be fighting alongside the Alliance. Beyond that, it's a good question. I'll have to wait for, especially Nasara, to be available, see if she wants in on this or if she's going to stay here on Pelagon. I understand that would be very, very attractive deal to leave the life that we're leading right now and head back to a family life, especially with the child and everything. But okay.
I mean, I think we're well positioned for espionage. You know, we've got, you know, between our skill sets, you know, we're not a full frontal assault force, but we have a lot of sneaky in the group.
Right. It's been almost entirely what we've done, save for a few missions. Makes sense.
So whatever we do as a, you know, money making front end is going to be how we do our espionage anyway. We just need to keep in contact with the Alliance to find out where it can best be used.
Okay. All right. Good talk, everybody. I'll pay for the meal here and get to talking to Lord Toronar. So he'll put down how much would things be, Jerome, as far as
people had a meal, we'll say it's 2 credits. If people had like a meal and like an actual alcoholic beverage or something, then it's 3.
Then I'll pay 15 credits and that'll include tip.
Cool.
Takes care of everybody.
Alrighty.
All right. So after that, then he heads out to go talk to, well, see if Lord Tarnar is available to talk to.
All right. Well, you head back to the estate at this point. Check in with some of his staff, and he is around. You'll have to wait a few minutes for him to show back up, but he's around.
Okay. Yeah. Still chill and wait for Lord Tarnar.
Okay. Eventually, as you're just kind of waiting, a smaller snack tray comes out as you were kind of waiting. Servant comes out to give you anything if you would like any finger foods or a small glass to drink.
Oh, finger foods. Yep. He's like, oh boy. Oh.
Cool. And then the door comes open to his office. G is standing there. Statement. Sir Drade, you are welcome to come in.
Thank you, G. Been a long time. How have you been doing recently?
Retort. I am excellent, and I have suitable underlings to teach.
How's that been going on? They been picking up what you're putting down?
He says, statement. Yes, indeed, if you must use such crass language. Both Nestos and Merrick have have excellent competency markings at Huttese, which, as you would know, is the language of the underworld.
It's good skill, I suppose. Yeah. Well, okay. Excellent. Good to hear, G. Thanks for that. You take care. Goes ahead and walks into the office.
Okay. So he walks basically past you, closes the door, and continues on.
Yep.
You hear, like, behind him somewhere as the sound starts to get muffled, Ichuta! And then you hear, do not let your father hear you say that.
Nice. All right. So then
So
I take it.
He motions for you to have a seat, at this point. So, Drade, you wish to see me?
I did, Lord Toranar. Crew and I are available right now. I know some of us are busy, but we've been talking a little bit about things that have gone on recently, and we've come up with some thoughts and ideas about what to do, especially with regard to trying to make sure that we stay funded in case we need to limit our ties. So I'll start off with this, with everything that I relayed to you a few days back when we got back and what's happened since. What are your thoughts on our cover, as it were, or can you tell at this point?
Well, I have been staying in touch with the Fulcrum Network, and to the best of my knowledge as of this point, your director, or whomever it was that you encountered, does not seem to have left the planet as of yet. That's assuming he did not get caught up in the explosion.
Okay.
So I have other individuals scouring the planet under the guise of planetary reformation and restoration, searching out this individual. And given the fact that there are very few ships going in or out, if he's alive, it's a good bet that he's still on that planet somewhere.
Okay. In your experience, do you think it's likely that the information he received, he would have already beamed out to the rest of the Empire?
I don't believe he had the opportunity to, as the systems there were compromised, and that communications blackout had taken a hold on the planet up until the facility exploded.
Well, that's good news. Okay. makes things better than what I thought they might be. Although it's apparent from what we learned there that there is that target on me specifically, and so that adds a little bit more danger here. But it does just make us realize we're always getting closer and closer to just being outed. I'm not quite sure how much longer we can keep up our current anonymity. We'll do as much as we can for that, of course, but it's getting close. With that said, then, how goes your ability to fund our operation? Would it be better if we were to try to find more independent sources of funding? I'm not going to guess that your coffers are unlimited.
You could, if you so chose. Let's just say after the events of the great dynamic shift within this sector, my coffers are a little bit fuller.
It's good to hear.
Quietly so, but I have more resources at my hand than I had expected.
Okay. Would it be prudent, in your estimation, for us to seek other funding, or do you think yours would be still sufficient? Do you think it's reliable?
Mine is still sufficient. I keep a tight hold on the records and keep a very low profile where a lot of that is concerned. If you are trying to find your own funds or additional resources, I won't begrudge you that. That's not a bad idea.
Okay. With that said, one of the main ideas that we've come up with through Jarris's expertise in business and Montan's ingenuity, actually, would be to try to start selling useful plans for a design that Montan had. In so doing, we're wondering if you'd be able to supply any type of infrastructure for us to get that going. We initially thought about perhaps reaching out to the Scrap Bees for their capabilities, but of course they're focused on helping the Alliance. It's not as if we can just ask them to use their production facilities infinitely and what have you. So would you have any pull with regard to that? Maybe some sort of location elsewhere that we can stage that from?
So what exactly is it you're attempting to do? Like, what is it you're trying to build?
Montan, I'm sure you've seen him with a few of his droids. One of the astromech droids that he's made that's worked very well.
The T4 unit.
That's right. Exactly, that one. He has effectively made nearly that entire thing from scratch. Just the basic frame is the only thing that he himself didn't come up with, but everything else is his design. And it's been working so well that we thought perhaps that it would be very marketable, something to sell above board. It's not as if it's like a combat ready, it's just an extremely useful astromech droid. So perhaps some means of distribution, some means of advertising, production. Is there anything you have access to, or do you know of anybody we can be put in touch with that could help us set up that type of business?
So you're wanting just to start a small business then that builds astromechs?
Yeah, we think it would do effectively two things. One, it could be another place for us to jump off from in our clandestine missions, since it would be a effectively above board startup. And at the same time, it would give us additional funding so that perhaps in an emergency, if we needed to separate ourselves from you for a while, Or if we simply needed those extra resources to equip ourselves accordingly, we'd have that available.
Hmm. Um, I think I have. I think I have something in mind that came our way through a business acquisition that I took hold of, and I've done most of the resources I've stripped from it that I needed, but there were some physical properties, such as a small office, and of course, whatever happened to be in that office, I could put out feelers and see if that is still um, something worthwhile. And if necessary, I could just quietly sign it over to you. I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything with it.
That would be great. Excellent. Where is that office located? On planet or elsewhere?
No, it is. It is elsewhere. And in fact, I'm drawing a blank on the freaking name. Hang on one second. Terrace. There we go. I knew it began with a T.
Okay.
He says it's it's a small office on the some of the upper levels of Terrace.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Okay, then I'll await your word on that to see if that can be available. Um, beyond that, uh, well, maybe it won't be necessary, but even Jarrus was mentioning this when we were talking, and this is, of course, before just talking to you, learning that the information I had to spill might not have leaked to the Empire, but do you think it would behoove me and my team and even House Pelagia if I were to renounce my title of knighthood with the house?
So you're looking to assuage trouble by dropping your title.
Right. Yeah, if that can help, if it's necessary, I'm of course willing to do it.
You would be creating more drama for yourself if you dropped the title. You would send the wrong signals to the wrong crowds and the wrong signals to the ones that you had previously allied yourself with.
Huh.
Just politically speaking. The last thing you want is somebody from House Massetti coming around investigating you as a possible ally. Because any reason for them to sniff around and ferret you out at this point would be a bad idea.
Okay.
And that's assuming that Black Sun or the Huts or any other criminal organization didn't get wind of it either. I'm not saying you've made a major name for yourself, but those are the kind of signs that the disreputable look for.
Okay. Been a while since I've needed to be political. Thank you for that course correction there.
Well, you've been a Padawan for most of your life. That wasn't really something that was placed on your itinerary.
Okay. Well, this is it's turning out better than I expected, actually. That's good. Is there anything that's on your radar as far as what you would need us to do, if anything?
There is, but I'm still working on it as of this point. Obviously, my attention has been diverted to try and find this individual that you identified on that planet. So that's where most of my focus has been as of this point. Give me a couple hours to sort that out and the new office space, and I will let you know when I'm ready.
Excellent. Thank you, Lord Tornar. He gets up, bows a bit, and heads out.
Okay.
And then once he heads out, he'll get on comms and be like, okay, quick updates. Renouncing my title would be a big political snafu that would draw even more attention. So that's out. But it seems that that might actually be fine so far because he's not so sure that the information that was divulged to the director on that planet has gotten off planet. They're actually still going after him right now, and he'll have some updates actually in a couple of hours. Oh, and he might have a small office for us off-world on Taurus that he hasn't been using for a while, and we might be able to use that to start our independent business. So I'll let you guys know what he comes back with in the next couple of hours.
All right. Well, I'm working on a design.
Excellent.
Okay.
Jerry, can I get the spelling of the planet, by the way?
Taris, Taris. And since you guys like to know these things, it is a canon planet.
Nice.
It appeared in Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars: The Old Republic, and it may have been mentioned. I know it was they've had comics on that planet as well, but it may have been mentioned in the actual canonical Star Wars.
In the aftermath of the Sith's devastation, Taris has become a post-apocalyptic landscape.
That was in the Old Republic.
Yeah,
that is
That's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
3,000 years ago. But
Yeah.
Right. You're like, ugh, that's right.
Ew. Taris remains a significant location within the Star Wars universe, representing themes of decay, social inequality, and the struggle for redemption amidst the ruins of a once great civilization.
Mhm.
Well, at least the rent won't be expensive.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so just hanging out for a couple hours till I get the update from Lord Tornar.
Okay.
Jerry, I'm thinking about, like, I'm not going to mass produce T4s because that's nuts.
Right. It's also an outdated frame, which runs just fine, obviously, for your purposes, but you wouldn't want anybody looking at that and just immediately writing it off because it looks ancient.
Well, what I'm thinking is of designing installation repair droids, like little spiders.
Okay.
And we can mass produce those. They're not usually walking the hallways, so they're probably not looked at too much. And if we wanted to, we could, turn them to our needs to tear a station apart.
Okay.
Anyway, I guess we'll get together between games and talk about it.
Sure. Okay. Anything in particular you're doing at this point, Jairus?
Not specifically, because we haven't really got a direction yet. Information wise, maybe dipping back into the smuggling side of things and refreshing contacts and those kinds of things.
Okay.
Seeing where the need is. We never really discussed his smuggling side of things all that much originally.
Mm-hmm.
We never delved into it as an activity that he was doing. But if we're considering those options again, just kind of looking at the landscape.
Okay. Why don't you give me a... Do you have systems?
Planetary systems?
Planetary
Yes.
system, yes. Why don't you roll
All right.
that?
Just a second. Dice roller application did not respond. What's the dice roller we're using now? Oh,
WEG.
Yep. WEG D6.
Let's see.
Yeah, total of 9.
Yep. There we go.
Uh,
Not great, but not my worst.
No. So you don't get anything definitive, but the one thing you obviously pick up on is the fact that since it's not even a Cold War, there's an active rebellion going on, which means Bacta is going to be sought after by a number of different sides by default. Whenever this level of strife kicks off, everybody's in need of medicine. So there's definitely business to be had out there somewhere.
Yeah, any of the less legitimate parts of the alliance are going to be looking for sources. Absolutely. So the way I envisioned the character creation was as he worked for a Bacta company, in selling Bacta tanks, he would have demo equipment, and he could siphon off some of the Bacta for his demo equipment as like waste that he could then smuggle in small amounts.
Gotcha.
So that may not be the macro scale that we need, but that was kind of his business was, oh, I have a tank. I have a demo tank that holds whatever, 1,000 liters or whatever. And that's company property. But eventually that Bacta is going to be used up in his demos, and that he could funnel to the side. But we may not be able to utilize that on a money-making scale for the group. But we might be able to get back in touch with the company and find some way to legitimately obtain it, so then we can funnel it to where it needs to go.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. One sec. That'll work. All right, so you get a call back at this point, Drade.
Okay.
Letting you know that he has the he has the information you requested.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then I head back to his office.
Once there, which everybody could follow with you, that's not really a big deal.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
So he tells you that he has the location of the storefront that you're welcome to. He's already transferred it over into your name, which you can then deed it to somebody else, or however you want to divvy it up from there. It's not a big deal, but the property's already owned and paid for, so it's not like the only thing you have to worry about, obviously, is the city tax, which he has automatic by default, because he's kept the property. It's been kept up.
Okay.
So if there's any equipment that's still in there, it's, whatever's in there is yours.
Nice.
You guys can do with it however you please. He says it's on the he says it's about mid-range upper tier, which you're gonna from what he understands, at least when last he was at Terrace, many of those places were the hub of merchants. They were like in between the high levels, or the rich higher portions of Terrace, and obviously above the lower levels. So it's about mid-range, mostly blue collar.
Okay.
So and he also said that does have a balcony, which It may help for quick escapes, or if you modify, obviously for deliveries. That might be something you could use it for as well. You'll have to look at it. He says for security purposes, he has already hired your first employee who has no knowledge of anything that goes on. So they're there to help you run the shop, clean it, whatever. And he's vetted her and has indicated that she does not have any ties to the Alliance or the Empire. She is what's called an Arcanian offshoot by race, and she seems to be unofficially taught as a technician, not actually having gone through any sort of proper training, but she seems to have a natural knack for it.
Okay. Excellent. And do we have her name?
Yes, actually, I need. That's what I was in the process of doing right now.
I couldn't keep up the typing. She has a knack for what?
Mechanical
technician.
technical work.
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't go to. Basically, what he was saying is she didn't go to like official schooling for it.
Yeah.
Her name is Vexa Corin. Drop the spelling in the Facebook chat.
Okay.
And then he also indicates if you want to stop by the Telos Polar Irrigation System. I have a feeling that there is something there that warrants looking into.
What would that be?
I don't currently know. But there's a strong pull. I just haven't determined if it's light or dark as of yet.
I see. Light or dark, as in with the Force, then.
That is correct.
How would you know if there was such a strong pull there, Lord Tornar?
You are very, very slow, Drade.
I have had my suspicions, but well, fascinating. Well then, do you know what we might need to expect there? Is there anything you need us to do once we arrive?
Well, historically, as far as I know, and this is not something that is shared around to a lot of people, it was the site of the Telosian Jedi Academy. Many, many years ago.
Okay.
I personally haven't been there, and I haven't investigated it, so I don't know what, if anything, is still there. I just know that they had taken over the abandoned Telos Polar Irrigation System of that era.
Okay. Well, we'll set up, make sure that we're ready, and then take off as soon as we can. Do you want us to use our best judgment to determine what to do if we find hostiles there? Or do you want us to contact you with what we find first?
No, I trust your judgment as of this point. This is more of just an odd hunch. call it whatever you will. There's just something calling out to that particular sector, and it came to me when I was reviewing your records the last time you were on Telos. So it could be significant. I'm not sure, but I would at least take a look.
Very well. All right. Well, excellent. Oh, have you then also found out anything with regard to the individual you were hunting on the planet of the Mists?
Not as of yet. However, they are watching every craft that flies in and out. And to assist, I've offered up some assistance of my own. So we have several ships that are in the vicinity, obviously far enough away to not be a direct hazard to any remaining space mines that might be out there, but close enough to monitor the planet as well, just in case somehow a ship gets stolen. So
good to know. Excellent.
And I have, let's just say, a very close friend looking in on it. Someone you can trust.
I'll trust you with that. Excellent. Well, if there isn't anything else, then we'll be on our way, headed to Telos.
Best of luck then.
He stands up and says, "May the force be with you."
May it serve you well.
He turns and heads out.
Okay.
And joining up with the other two who are there, he's like, "All right, so decent news, and we've got a mission. News is we have access to a storefront. Been putting my name, but I can put that into anybody's name. That's apparently going to be easy. It's just we now have control of it. It's a property that's on the planet of Terrace, and he even has an employee already there, a Vexa Corin. She's an Arcanian, or an offshoot. Apparently has some technical skill, so we have that set up. But before we deal with that, we've got a mission to go on. Have either of you ever been to the planet Telos?
I cannot say that I have. No.
Haven't we all been to Telos?
Telos is commonly called Telos 4.
Isn't that where we got Dr. Miro?
That is.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, were we in orbit of Telos 4? Was that what was going on with that one? Where
No,
that
you
was
guys
the,
actually were down in the
Oh, okay.
in the bowels. Like you guys were chasing around elevators and trying to avoid people and
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, gotcha. Okay, in that case, be like,
you just guys
That's-
weren't on the actual planet. You were in the space station that orbits it.
that's okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
That's where Asada got shot like 18 times in the face.
right. Okay. Yeah. So he's like, yeah. So that planet that we had to escape from the space station of, well, turns out there may be something there that we need to investigate. Unclear exactly what we can expect, but it's something we have to deal with nonetheless. It's pull up I just wrote this down. We have to investigate the Telos Polar Irrigation System. So, not quite sure what we're going to meet, but we'll need to be on our toes. There might be something that's nefarious.
Ooh, nefarious. Let's go.
All right.
Should we go back to the planet and hunt that guy? I hate to say those words.
He is actually being hunted as we speak. Toronor has some people and resources that are going after him right now. So far, it doesn't seem like he's even been able to leave that planet, but it is being watched like a hawk. And as soon as he's got information, he'll let us know.
Okay.
Smart.
All right. Well, let's gather what we need, and then we'll head to the skimming Minoc and take off.
I'll have it prepped and waiting.
All right.
Excellent.
So at this point, then you take flight and head on out. So why don't you go ahead and give me a piloting check, Jarrus?
Are we going to be getting into a point where we can spend some character points here to upgrade stuff?
Mhm.
Excellent.
Yeah, you could have done that already.
Just 1 second. Ba-dang.
Did you swap dices with me?
Nope. So the wild die was great. The others were a little low, but still totaling out to 13.
Sure. Yeah, so you take off as easy as ever. And presuming you guys have already got the coordinates because you already know where Telos 4 is at. So who is actually doing the astrogation? Are you just handing it off to the droid to plug in somewhere again? Because you guys don't have a droid socket on this ship.
Right. Since we have him for it, we might as well, just have him plug in so we can put in the calculations.
Okay. So, Mike, roll astrogation for your droid.
23.
Plenty.
Nice.
To a place we already know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, off into light speed you go. They've gone to plaid.
So I suppose, since our ship is now, or my ship is now the primary transportation of the crew, you guys can pick out your own staterooms on the starboard side of the ship.
Nice. Okay.
1, 2, 3. There's 4 staterooms on the starboard side of the ship. So we'll need a 5th. Somebody will have to move over to the port side.
But
I
can
can
for the Minoc,
side.
but I don't have a map of it.
Isn't there a map in the discussion channel?
There might be.
Could have swore there was one at one point in time.
I'm looking. There's a million things pinned, so.
We did have one like that for the Blue Saber. I don't remember one for the Skimming Minoc.
I just posted a link for it.
Oh, cool.
Well, the book with it in it. Let's see here.
What's the model?
The Deepwater class light freighter. I can
Go. Pinned. You guys can take a look at the PDF all you want.
Nice.
and boop. Just snip
cool.
the screenshot.
Okay.
There we are.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Wait, this ship always had enough beds for everybody?
Yeah.
Trade.
Indeed.
Cool. Okay.
This is a very cool ship. You
Yeah.
don't realize how cool it is.
Okay, I had to find the engineering section. I found it.
Right. Okay.
Okay, we go.
Yeah, no, you guys are already heading out at this point. So you've got your ship schematics and everything. So bippity boppity boo, off into space you go. Well, I'm not going to worry about looking it up at this point. It's not really It's not really relevant. It's obviously a little bit of a trip. Telos, for those of you who haven't seen it, is a planet that had been wrecked quite a bit, much like Terrace, before it, and they ended up installing a. It was basically like a space station that orbited the planet itself, that helped heal the atmosphere and get rid of the toxins, and basically reclaim the planet. And if you're unable to look it up online, you can actually see it on the Wikipedia. I can copy the image and drop it in Discord too for you, just for kicks. But yeah, mostly a reddish planet with an ice polar cap, which is where that facility is that you're looking at. You're not actually going to the space station. You're bypassing, trying to sneak past their system security, so you can get down to planet side without being bugged.
Okay.
So, Matt, since you are the pilot, and you are attempting to stay out of the sensor range, and take the long way around to try and get down to the polar ice caps, why don't you perfect. Give me another piloting check. And we're assuming that when next game, when we pick back up, Nasara is with you already.
Cool.
Uh, 11.
Okay. Do you have any rerolls?
Let me look.
If you do, you would want to use it.
I do have one reroll. Let's see here.
Because you're looking at, if you're going to pull it off, you're going to need to stay out of their sensor range to land, and to hide. Basically, you're going to need a difficult check.
By the way, are you, Matt? Are you taking the maneuverability of 1D into account when you're making your rolls?
I did not know, because I
Womp
didn't
womp.
think it was like. I thought maneuverability applied to combat maneuvers.
Nope.
just
Anytime you're
piloting general?
piloting, yep. Or if you're trying to shoot a blaster or trying to shoot an asteroid, then it's the fire control and
Yeah.
so on and so
Okay,
forth.
then let me add the 1D that I didn't include just to see what that roll would be then. That didn't help. because that rolled a wild die. So let's just assume that 6 was not a wild die and just put the 6 on it. So
Mhm.
that would make a 17. And you said I need a difficult
A difficult check, which I think that's 16 and up.
Yep,
16.
exactly.
So that would have hit it.
Okay.
As
So
I said,
narrowly,
we'll
so
assume the
narrowly
6
at
was
this
the
point,
roll, just not the wild die.
so narrowly at this point, you have taken the long way. You are taking gradual cover and doing passive sweeps with your sensors, trying to use that to gauge the range of the sensor sweep of theirs, like when you're getting pinged, and kind of veer out away from it. So the flight itself, like when you get to the planet, it takes you about an hour to finally land, because you have to be as careful as possible and not just rush. And then when you find an opening, kind of take it down, try to use ground cover as best as possible, and thread the needle like Drade doesn't like to do, because Drade likes to kill trees on his descent. But you eventually make it down to the ground, and it's snow capped, so it is a very, very polar.
I don't really like the cold.
When
Are
we're
any bodies of water at all, or is it completely frozen?
It's completely frozen up here.
Okay. So we'll look for a nice little valley to kind of land in. I will activate the water pontoons so that we can land on snow without sinking in.
Okay.
nice.
I was just thinking the thrusters are going to create some water for a second.
The pontoon should give us like a snowshoe effect and keep us from bogging down in the snow.
Okay.
It's water. It's just dry water.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So the ship has a like a flotation pontoon that deploys so that it can land on water. So that's what we'll use. We'll deploy the pontoon as our landing on the snow.
That's fine. I'm already going to assume you guys still have the necessary attire to wear, given the fact that you were on that frozen planet while Drade and Nasara trained at one point.
Yep, that'll work.
Were we able to transfer in the time frame? Were we able to transfer our supplies off of the Minoc?
Yes.
I mean, off of the Saber.
Yes.
Okay, so I can have my droid. Cool. I don't know what I'll need for it, but I can have my droid and my suit, my vagabond suit.
Okay.
That's the big one.
Sure.
I'm going to have my cargo droid carry T4.
Okay.
I really need to get T4 a different mobility setup. We go so many places where wheels don't help.
Yeah, he definitely needs repulsor lifts at this point, it seems.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing here? What is there a facility that we're investigating, or what?
First, we need to see if we can find the central location of the Telos polar irrigation system. Need to investigate that to see if anything fishy is going on. From there, we decide what to do about it.
Can I use the ship sensors to look for, anything to facility, but I'm also looking for like defenses, other structures.
You can do a
Anything I've
sensor
noticed?
sweep.
Okay,
If you
I wanna
if
do
you
that.
take a look at the character sheet of the vessel itself, it has a couple of different methods of sensor sweeps.
So I guess I'm doing a scan.
Okay. So then you're going to roll 2d plus whatever you have for sensors.
21.
Nice.
Was that your droid rolling that?
No,
Okay.
Montan has 3. Well, I missed a +1, so 22
Okay.
because Montan has 3D +1 after that whole thing with Nestos' planet.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
When you're out in the black looking for making a hyperspace lane.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
Nobody went out with sensors, so yeah, I think that.
Yeah, so then the ship adds 2D to that. So
Yeah. So I have 3D +1, and the ship has 2D extra.
Yeah. So
Nice.
you do a direct scan, basically directly in front of you. The scan itself only goes so far. You're not really detecting any active power source. So even if there were defenses, you're not picking them up.
Okay.
You pick up a facility that seems to go down through the ice and terra firma and below. I posted the picture in the Discord chat, so you kind of have a visual of what it looks like.
Okay. So then we do know where that is.
Oh
but
yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's any like power running through it right now.
No.
For the people on the stream, I want you to know it looks very much not like a trap.
It's not a trap.
Yep. It looks like a teeth with cave, or it looks like a cave with teeth.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, well, I'm following you guys.
Right. Okay. Be prepared. Be armed. Let's head out. I'll take point. And as we head out, Drade will bring up his danger senses.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll that.
since this is a known potential issue, we're going full out. So Jarrett has Vagabond power suit on, which does give him a scanning pack as well. So he'll be maintaining sensor sweeps with his scanners on the suit.
Okay.
All right. So his roll, he got an 18, but the wild die was a 1. So that's
Okay.
happening.
So that's going to be fun.
Right.
Everything looks fine.
So your danger sense is active.
Yeah.
However, you have a high degree of anxiety at this point because you're sensing danger everywhere.
All right. Be careful, everybody. I'm not quite sure where we're going into here. And I guess as we're going, he's going to be just looking around as we're approaching that facility topside.
Okay. As everyone approaches, to give kind of a description, it's in a mesa of sorts, a frozen mesa, and it's black and squat with its base wider than the top. The polar plateau, which is covered with snow. The entrance itself is at the southern half. 4 black towers rise up around the mesa itself, arranged at equal distances from one another to form a perimeter. So think kind of a creepy looking facility out in the middle of nowhere, completely unrelated to the thing. So John Carpenter had no influence here. But as you guys approach, you can see that there are very thick doors that guard this facility. and you can see large scorch marks on one of them as it has been opened enough for somebody to enter.
So, what exactly was the problem we were coming here to see if it was a problem?
I know you want I know you've been asking this same question a few times, and really the only info I've got for you is something wasn't right here. Something's going down, and we've got to find out what it is, and then we decide how to deal with it. What we're seeing here, though, that's not very good. Let's approach and see what we can tell about the scorch marks. And also, as we're approaching, are there any like footprints that are leading to the door?
No, but I can give you guys a search check.
I have search. Wait.
Hooray!
Yeah, I have
Search
search.
checks. Okay. I'm gonna be down a die because I still have danger sense up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Dale now has Matt's dice.
I know. One on the wild die again, so he's clearly out of sorts.
I got a 14. And that's with 3 ones in the roll.
Let's see here. Oh, there it is. So search, I get a 1D.
You only
13.
You only have 1D to search.
No, my vagabond suit gives me 1D sensors.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So 13s and 14s. Dale is still edgy, or I should say, Drade is still super edgy and kind of paranoid right now. The two of you can tell, even though the door has cooled at this point, and the snow has likely covered up any tracks that may have been here. There's not enough snow on the inside of this place for this to have been open for terribly long. Like this isn't like somebody didn't come through this a long time ago and just leave it open.
Montana will be down there, look up at Dre and be like, they're still here. Whoever did this.
Okay.
and whoever did this couldn't have been why we're here.
Yeah, they got the same message. Whatever the message was.
Okay. Let's head in, see where this person went, see what's going on. Can we send the big droid through first, just in case there's something on the other side?
That's why we bring him.
If that's what you want to do, go ahead.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
So
I was
let's-
just trying to catch up on notes.
You're fine.
So yeah, we'll send Marco in first to see if that triggers anything. If it doesn't, then we'll follow in.
Okay. So, big droid walks down a little ways and makes some droid noises. He doesn't really have communication skills like the other droids before him. Montan, you would translate that he found something.
Okay, he found something.
All right. Not hearing any blaster shots, so let's head in, see what he found.
All right, so you approach and it's a turbo lift. that goes deeper into the facility. You can see old, like on the walkway coming in, although it's very aged, you can see old signs that had been painted and printed on there, indicating that this is the Telos irrigation, polar irrigation system, turbo lift. There's reminders, wear your hats, safety gear, that sort of thing. There's no lighting whatsoever in this particular hallway.
Does the turbo lift look like it has power?
That's a great question. The turbo lift is not currently here. So if somebody came in, they either dropped however far it goes, or they use the turbo lift.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's any sort of readout of what floor the turbo lift is currently on.
There's nothing currently on that shows that right now. There's nothing preventing you from taking some of your testing tools out to check to see if there's a current and if anything reconnecting.
Yeah, let's do that. What do you want me to roll?
At this point, you need to roll. Give me a general technical skill.
$14.
Okay. So the first thing you do, like a smart technician, pull out your tools to check to see if there's any connections, any live wires and whatnot. It takes a couple as you kind of test it out, but you do eventually find them. So at that point, it's just a matter of even though you're getting kind of used to dealing with older technology, because most of the technology since you joined this group has been ancient.
Yep.
So a mental note to yourself is like, man, I need to work on something current here soon, because this isn't going to work out if I keep doing this. So, but you end up connecting some live wires, and then eventually a couple sparks, and then you see like the readout start again, and it kind of starts cycling through like it's, in essence, rebooting and getting the connection again. And the turbo lift is actually down several levels.
Can I assume that before I did this, it was not functional?
What's that?
The turbo lift.
Oh,
I'm trying to figure out if the guy before us called it and took it down. But since the system just booted when I wired it,
yeah.
it wasn't functional before now.
Maybe not. That's a good guess. If you had to lean in any direction, they probably figured out another way to get down.
All right. So the current, I will relay this to the guys. Tell them, the turbo lift's a few floors down, but since it seems to have been down, I don't think the current position of the turbo lift is any indication of where we need to go.
Okay.
Unless it's the floor above where the turbo lift is sitting right now. I can call it now. We can take it if you want, or we can climb, or we can find some stairs.
Well, yeah, it's going to be tough to find out where this goes. Do we have any idea of how far down the actual facility goes? Are you able to determine that from the panel?
Can I wire this thing up to my data pad and start making like more complicated checks?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Give me another check.
2T4. Plug in.
Actually, there is a plug-in socket that T4 can directly jack into.
Oh, let's do that.
Nice.
Which is a good sign, because that means it's made to run the same era as your old T4 unit. You're like, aha! The first time I found an adapter, I didn't have to jerry-rig.
Yeah.
All right, so he has computer programming and repair and security.
Computer programming.
All right.
There's no security to the data, to the basically call switch.
37.
Nice.
Yes. So he is fine. So T4, it's taking a minute. Like you can see he's kind of processing and going through the information, and he starts to kind of whistle as he does it. Do 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 do. And then eventually, he comes up. T4 tells you that this particular facility goes down for like 20 levels. It's very deep, obviously, for the irrigation system, but it tells you that it has detected a power fluctuation on what appears to be level 4, and records in the system indicate that most individuals coming to and from this facility went to that floor. So it just has a record of like it coming up and down directly to there a bunch.
All right, guys. There's power in level 4, and that's about where the turbo lift is anyway. I'm going to call the turbo lift up.
Okay. So it comes up with a little bit of screeching, but comes up without a problem. Drade, roll willpower.
Willpower. Oh boy.
I love the fact that willpower is under knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I am strong of will. I mean, I love the system. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they had to, squeeze it in there someplace.
Yeah. Because of how like he's all confused with like the force and stuff. I think he's gonna drop his danger sense so that he can then focus on whatever's going on. So
Oh, so he's just too antsy and doesn't want that smoke.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like,
And
just gotta
speaking of which,
focus
you're
on-
at 9. Are you okay to continue, Drade or Dale?
actually, yeah, I got the okay, so we're good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that and that many dice. 19.
Okay. So you take a moment to relax. You let it down. Obviously, it was clearly serving to be more discomfort than anything, and making you more paranoid than you needed to be. And right at that moment, you get the image of a woman in all white hair, white robes, with like a lightsaber hilt, flanked by. They could be Padawans. They could be other potential Jedi, maybe. It's hard to say, but they're dressed in a similar fashion. And you sense it because it's happening in flash, and the flash is almost audible in your ear. It's like when you watch movies or TV shows and they're doing a flashback and they add the added like sound effects of when it's like flashing back and forth for
Okay.
dramatic effect for the viewer, but you're
Yeah.
actually experiencing that.
Wow,
Like you
okay.
can kind of hear it's a little disturbing and a little uncomfortable. You end up getting the premonition that Exalt seemed to have come up with. You're understanding more, not quite why, but it's like something lingers
Okay.
about this place, and it's a little disturbing. It's a little curious, and but not entirely sure what it all means.
This woman and those flanking her, did I see them do anything, or I just saw them like standing there?
They did seem to be doing some things, but it was almost as if you were a passive observer.
Okay.
And the things that they were doing, it seemed to be training, maybe on occasion, or like sometimes it was completely inconsequential. Like you would just see one pass through a hallway, in another flash, you would see like two training work, trying to do workout or learn. Then you end up seeing the woman who you get the impression may have been the leader, but she's completely unknown to you. Like you've never heard of her. You haven't heard of anybody of that likeness. You kind of get the opinion, at least from the flashback that you're getting, that maybe she was the one in charge. Like there's something important about her, but you see that they are actively you see her actively reviewing what you think may be a Sith holocron.
Hmm. Okay. Did it look like they were like here in this area? Like could I tell that from the
You
flash?
couldn't tell, but you get the impression that perhaps they are.
Okay.
Oh
So
no!
then, like when the turbo lift gets there, he's about to take a step forward, but then takes a step back and does one of these, and he's like, "Oh, something was here. That was strange. I just, huh. There's a woman and two individuals. I can't tell who they were. Or
You've been jumpy since we landed. You okay?
there's something going on with the force in this area. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if something still here, or if it's just the residual activity from a long time ago. But don't stop being careful. We need to keep looking to see what's going on, especially at floor 4 if that's where people were coming and going.
Glad you reminded me because I was about to stop being careful until you said that. Which, by the way, I'll be in the back of the lift. You guys can stand up front with Marco.
That's fair. So
Speaking
then,
of which, Montan's various types of grenades are accessible, depending on what we run into.
Drade's going to also pull out his blaster and make sure he's holding it just at his side so it's ready.
Okay.
That way we can head into the lift and head to floor 4.
Okay, so you drop down on the lift at this point. Again, it squeaks a little bit as you go, not quite as much. These facilities were clearly built to last. You get down on the elevator itself, the turbo lift, which again, turbo lift is just a gigantic shaft itself. It opens up on either side that allows you to step out. Pardon me. From where you step out, it's a long, round room that has guardrails around it because it's all open. Around. Basically, it has the look and feel of the exposure of when Luke walked outside in Empire Strikes Back in Cloud City.
Big chasm, then going like further down.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
So clearly there are safe places to walk, but you don't want to screw around in this area. So it looks like you can go forward. There's 2 doors that go forward. There's 2 doors that are behind you. And from what you can tell, the doors on both sides have actually been forcibly opened. By what, you're unsure.
Something very strong.
Yeah, does it look like damage was done to the doors when they were opened, or just like forced to slide open?
I'll give you guys this one so that way we keep things sped up. It doesn't look like they were pried, and it doesn't look like they were melted or anything, so forced open, perhaps?
Okay. All right.
Well, since both directions have been pried open, let's pick one. Is there any sort of, like, we're in a chasm, is there any sort of light flickering anywhere?
No.
Because there were power fluctuations.
Yeah, not right now. There are switches you can flip to reactivate like safety lights or whatnot, but none of those have been activated.
Well, guys, we can have lights, but so can they. Plus, they'll know they didn't hit the switch. So, I don't know. You guys, well, actually, I have tactics now. There's also a non-zero chance that whoever forced their way in here isn't an enemy. Maybe. What do you think? Do we turn on the lights?
You know what? That'll even the playing field, make it easier for all of us. If you can do it, go for it.
All right. Well, let's hit the lights.
Okay. So you flip the lights. The first thing that happens, of course, are the emergency run lights on the handrails. Immediately flicker on. One or two of them are out. It's an old facility, but plenty of light there. And then, like, one of the walkway lights on one side, flickers on, sparks off on another one, and it just kind of occasionally sparks because it's long since done. And then another one on the opposite side with the other one just dead. So there's plenty of light, still a little shadowy, but still plenty of light right here where you're at the turbo lift area. And because you've got the lights, you now have a better view of how open the space is. You could already kind of tell when you walk out into a place like that. But let me give you the sample of the maps. You can kind of get an understanding of what it looks like. You guys are right there at that first ring in the middle of the darkness.
Ah, okay.
So see what I mean?
Right.
It's one heck of a fall.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then the doors leading to that spot to the right. That way we could at least eliminate that before having to go the other way and look throughout the rest of that facility, it looks like.
Okay.
So let's head to the right first.
You can tell in here there are still markings on the wall. It looks like this may have been part of maybe an admin section or maybe a place where technicians first came to before they went to their respective stations below. Because all that writing is still on the wall. Significantly more faded here. So whoever used this facility clearly didn't care about the nuance of what else happened to have been here at one point in time. As you turn around and go walking back the other way to that one, the door, which is kind of open, you can see that there's a catwalk that goes all the way to the other side of the facility. I need everybody to roll a dodge. Dip, dive, duck, dodge.
Dodge. Oh, okay.
Nine.
$16.
Okay.
Neither of my droids have dodge. That's not what they do.
No.
19 for me.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so here
There must be some dodging some cobweb or something, because that can't be a good roll for actual dodging.
Like at that moment he jumped and panicked as cobweb hit him or something. He's like, ah! And just happened to be completely out of the way unceremoniously of what's about to happen. So fate smiled on him in that instance. So this is what ends up happening. There's a brief spark of red glow at the opposite end of the of this catwalk where you guys were heading. Mm-hmm. And then you hear and just something red swinging and flying to the air comes right at you. Montan actually loses his it's close enough that he's bald temporarily. It took all of his hair. It immediately took his loader droid completely in half, wrecking it. Just zap, and Drade and Jarrus end up like either hitting the floor or like kind of ducking off to one side, either side of the platform as it swings around. I mean, if the loader droid hadn't been there to take that, Montan probably would have died. Because it like took it and comes back, and then immediately you see the lightsaber go flying back down the catwalk the other way.
So it like boomeranged back where
Mhm.
it came from, pretty much. Okay.
And of course, at that point, you end up seeing the security lights on the catwalk. Every so often skipping one because again, old facility. But then it lights up, and you end up seeing the red glow end up kind of shining in a very scary way. This
As
individual,
opposed
with long kind of black hair, red skin, with the yellow eyes, the look of the ancient Sith race,
Oh boy.
with what appears to be a type of like ceremonial plate armor, with fur lining at this point because this place happens to be cold. And he's holding on to his lightsaber at this point. Oh, I think, yeah, I do have his lightsaber too. Hold on one second.
Hmm.
Darn, if he's got his own lightsaber picture, we're really in trouble.
Oh boy.
So it's got that sort of like unmodulated, disrupted, sort of bleeding energy that kind of crackles off of it.
Hmm.
Very much like a Kylo Ren kind of situation.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just doing timeline math in my head. Like, we don't get Kylo Ren yet, do we?
No,
It's not in Empire Strikes Back era.
Yeah, right.
nope, not yet. He hasn't even been conceived.
I mean,
And so at this point, he's staring. He's taking a moment to pause, but he's staring. He's intently staring everybody down like a predator that you just walked into his cave, and he's hungry to eat.
Okay.
Captain?
Yeah. So at that, Drade doesn't raise his blaster hand, but he raises up his other hand and goes, "We don't need to fight. We're not here to destroy anybody. We're here to save if necessary. If you force us to defend ourselves, we'll do it. But you don't need to do that. Maybe we can help each other here. What say you?"
So he snickers for a moment at this point. And he looks, and so he looks around to everybody and he says, "You are unworthy of a fight." But he keeps his lightsaber, ignited at this point. And he says, "I did not expect to see you here, Drade Kenner."
Well, I'll admit, you've got me at a disadvantage, friend. You know my name, but I don't know yours. Would you do us the kindness of telling us who you are?
So he kind of looks to everybody at this point. I don't know if anybody's making any hostile movements or just generally trying to stay out of the way, outside of having your weapons ready.
Yeah, defensive right at the moment, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Is Montan doing anything, or is he just lamenting the loss of his droid?
well, had we not just been talking, I already would have said I was launching grenades.
Oh, okay.
Dum, dum.
Let me introduce you to my blooper gun.
I'll hold off.
Okay. Okay. He says, "You may call me Kane Voss."
So hearing that, Jerome, does that ring any bells for Drade? Has he ever heard of that?
No.
So he's like, Kane, good. You know who I am? My fellows here, Montan and Jarrus. We don't mean you any harm.
Why'd you tell him my name?
We just want to know what happened here. It seems that something terrible took place, but maybe you can tell us. Can you shed any light on what happened in this facility recently?
Why don't you give me a con check?
Okay. There should be a 3D plus 1, so that would be a total of 10.
Woohoo! 10 gets you. No, it doesn't. 11 gets you.
Yeah,
Moderate. Okay.
still easy.
So he still hangs back, and he scoffs as you ask your question. And he says, "Have your masters taught you so little? Do you not know where you stand?"
I know this planet was the site of a Jedi Academy long ago. Are you saying that has something to do with what happened here?
Go ahead and roll again. Even if you're trying to play dumb, see if you can get him to pontificate. Yeah. And let something go.
There we go. +1. Okay, again, that should have a +1. I don't know why it's not pulling it in, but 11. So that got me into the moderate category.
Put you in moderate. Sure.
You got to put the plus on it when you
Cool.
roll.
I just got confirmation George is actually coming out for the event for the convention next month.
Yay.
He told me just now. He's like, I actually bought my tickets last month. So cool. So we will have him out there too. Yeah. Okay, so back in character. So he sneers a bit and he says, yes, this was once a Jedi Academy, if you must put it as such. They sought to study the dark side. I don't know how, I don't know just how accurate of a description that might be, or their competency levels in doing such, as laughable as it might be. So are you looking for Sith holocrons as well? If so, I would be happy to assist you in finding them.
Clearly, you would want to take one or more of them for yourself.
That is correct.
I know this is likely a fool's errand, but I'll ask you, do you yourself actually answer to any master, or are you free of those chains acting on your own?
My chains were broken long ago. But I do seek to bring these back to my instructor.
I see. It makes sense for all of us to work together. We don't need to fight each other. We don't need to shed blood. I think we can help each other find what we're looking for.
Montan looks up at Drade, palms his newly bald head.
Mike, when you did that, I know you're not dressed anything like him, but for some reason visually I just had the image of the lead singer of Suicidal Tendencies, like flashing that look at Drade and just going like, all I wanted was a Pepsi. like seriously, that's what you channel. It's like I imagine him in Star Wars at that moment, just giving him that look, you know.
Seriously?
And then he looks at Montan and goes, "Yes, I know that sounds strange. I get it. But given where he is at and where we are at, and we don't know what else is actually here within this facility, unless, Kane, have you been able to explore further into the facility, or is this as far as you've gotten?"
So he turns and he looks. I went to where it was most obvious. He says, if you are unaware of the layout, he turns and motions with a hand. He extinguishes lightsaber at this point, not because he's disarming himself, but by this point, he actually doesn't think that much of you. So
Sure.
It's an offhanded insult.
Right.
But he motions with his other hand, and he says this was the meditation chamber of headmistress Atris.
Does that name ring any bells for Drade?
You could give it a shot. You're going to need to get it very difficult.
Might as well. Would that just be a see what type of roll would that be?
That is going to be so if nothing else, it's going to be like a knowledge check, but you may have we got cultures.
Yeah, would cultures work? I got that.
You give it a shot.
Might as well.
Oh, I didn't even notice this. Mike actually has say hello to my little friend on his character sheet. Okay.
14. So no, okay.
Okay. The only thing you take away from that is that's probably whatever he's hinting at is probably truthful, although you don't have any way of verifying it. You
Right.
didn't really pick up, even though it's clear he thinks nothing of you guys, that you're not even a threat. In a strange way, it was probably an honest answer.
Yeah. Okay. So he's like, all right. We don't know what else is here. And the more people we have for defense when looking for what we're looking for, the better. We can learn something here. Got off on the wrong foot. And that's clearly terrible.
Poor Montan.
But I think we can work together here, at least for the time being.
Perhaps.
Montan's going to start dragging one of the pieces of Marco back towards the turbo lift.
Okay. If you want, it would probably be smarter if you just put him on the turbo lift with the pieces, so that way it was ready when you were gonna.
That's the idea.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to put him on the turbo lift and leave it there until we leave.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I get to drag them through the snow, as well as T4, because wheels don't work in snow. Yeah. While our new pal here with his red flashlight helps us search the facility.
So at this point, he steps forward and he, with the force, just kind of does one of these numbers and pushes Montan to the side, lackadaisically, just like, it's like, get out of my way. And walks around and steps forward. And he's, as you go down the hallway to the other side, from where the lift is at, the door is still open. It's been open, but obviously no one's gone through it. It branches off into two different directions. There's a couple alcoves in here too, where it looks like they probably used it for additional storage. But a lot of these crates are open, some of which have already been rummaged through. Probably like whoever else came through here years ago. And so he focuses for a moment as he looks around, and he points off to the left, the southern left route that goes down.
Okay.
And he says, and then before he speaks, he turns and he looks and he says, "You were without a lightsaber. Do you not feel naked?"
Admittedly, I do, but what can you do? Don't exactly have a bevy of lightsabers at my beck and call.
So you are poor.
Well, unless you know a fantastic source of kyber crystals, it's not exactly a
Yeah.
matter of poor. It's just don't know how to source the materials right now.
Perhaps you are on the wrong side. Food for thought.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So as he takes a moment at this point with his hand and just forces the other door open, just like, and you can tell, yeah, it was his force push that's clearly doing this.
Yep.
And as you get closer to this particular room, because again, it kind of breaks up into another intersection. One because you can see it on the map. One that goes up north, and then one that continues going south to what's going to wind up being a larger room. Again, you see the old markings. There is on this particular door, not fresh paint by any means, but clearly one of the only areas that was marked is you see that this was it's marked in an old style of Arbesh that indicates it's basically the training room. Of some kind. And as you were approaching it, you get another one of those flashes again. Give me another willpower check.
Okay. $21.
Nice. This time it's much more lucid. You get the general idea of what was here, and remember how I told you saw like one woman who seemed to be in charge, and then other women, but they're all kind of dressed the same way, all in various types of white robes and whatnot. You now, since you rolled really well, get the opinion that these other women, speaking of which, they're all women, they are handmaiden sisters, and not only that, but they're all Ichani.
Okay. Do I see them doing anything more than before, or?
It's more training, but this one was more it's similar flashbacks, but it's like you were actually able to nail down some specifics at this point. And now that he said headmistress Atris, you do overhear that in the conversation as well. So clearly this was a small academy that the headmistress took up herself and was training what appears to be 6 other handmaidens.
Okay. So then all of a sudden he'll stop and be like, yeah, they were all women here, handmaidens. The headmistress Atris was teaching several of them. They were all Chani, I think.
And so he snickered at this point when you're like speaking out loud, and he says, "So the ghosts speak to you now as well. Perhaps you're not all lost." And then with another force push, the doors come open. Because this particular section of the facility had been closed off for so long, air starts to rush in a little bit, like it had been sealed. And so it has kind of that musty smell to it. There's a bit of dust where last it may have been open. There's signs of a fight of some kind that took place in here ages ago. And as you look around, you can tell that this may have also been basically like the sleeping quarters for the handmaidens, because they break off two on each of the three sides of two little alcoves where it looked like they kept their clothing, sample bedding, and so on.
Okay. Well, looking throughout here, can we find anything of note or useful in any of those chambers?
Everybody now give me search checks.
Nope.
15 for Drade.
But
I think I might have passed with a 28.
Oh, nice.
Matt found Jimmy Hoffa.
He's like, this is why no one on Earth could find him. They took him all the way out here. Sneaky Italian guineas. Anyways. So, Jarrus at this point just kind of looking around in the sense of like a smuggler looking just for alcoves and smuggler holes and whatnot that might have contained something. And that's when he ends up finding a false panel. And it's sitting like right in between where one of the two of the rooms would have been on the north side. Matt, if you're talking, you're muted.
There's the sensors in the suit indicate that there's a hollow area behind this wall, this panel. I believe this is a false panel.
Can you get access to it?
Any chance it just opens at my touch?
Why don't you go ahead and try?
Oh, that's what I'm trying. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
just like
So you come at it again with the smuggler's mentality of like, okay, well, if I was a smuggler and I had this, X amount of space, where would I put this at? Okay, no, that didn't work. No, that didn't work. And then all of a sudden you kind of press in a certain area and you hear it depress and click. And it pops out just enough.
so. Then we'll hook our fingers around the edge and see if it swings or slides or.
Okay, yep. Pulls open. And you end up seeing on the inside something wrapped in sackcloth.
Is it? Is the space like just a cabinet type space?
Yeah.
Or is it a walk-in type space?
No. Yeah,
No.
It's kind of like it's big enough to put like two pairs of shoes.
Okay. Yep. So then I'll step aside and I'll let Drade trigger the trap.
So Drake will go in. He'll see it. So it just looks like, how big is this object?
Well, it's sackcloth, so at best it looks like it's probably the size of a football, maybe
Okay.
maybe a little bit smaller.
Is it reminiscent of about how large our holocron with our
It's
master would
relative
be?
to that size.
Okay. So he'll go ahead and he'll gingerly reach down and like kind of pick it up out of there, and then he'll like sit. Is there like a table or something in this room or
Sure.
something, someplace you
Mhm.
can set it down? Sets it down and starts gingerly pulling the cloth off of it to unwrap whatever is within.
Okay, so as you unwrap it, you see a what appears to be a gold and red pyramid device,
And he,
a Sith holocron.
yeah, exactly. Wow, good job, Jairus.
Go ahead and roll your willpower.
Here it comes. Well, it's nice knowing everybody. Here we go. Oh boy. 14.
Okay, so you grab it and kind of pull it out from the sackcloth, and for a moment it's like when somebody grabs a hold of the palantir, and it's that like you are accessing something you shouldn't, and there's physical disorientation and some pain that goes with it, as well as a surprise. And at this point, Kane is watching to see how to see how you handle it, and to see if anybody's going to attempt to do anything about it. But you quickly manage to, like, you try to drop it, and it feels kind of sticky in the sense like you can't quite get it out, but obviously it has enough force that it falls into the cloth again, and now you're out from that effect. But you felt the pull and the desire to not be weak. His words stung a lot more than you let on, and not having a lightsaber really does make you feel pretty helpless right now, and it's concerning, because if this went sideways, there's no telling how it would go.
Right.
And it doesn't play up well with all the anxiety that you had before you came in here.
Yeah. So he's like shaking his head and takes a step back, and he's like shaking the hand out that he like had touched it with. He's like regaining control of it, going,
What if I grab that?
just be careful. I suggest just don't bother trying that.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be tempted by the dark side of the Force.
And at that point, Kane takes a step back, and he says, by all means.
I am going to try to use the cloth.
Oh, if he sees you doing that, then he bats your claw things away with the Force. He's just like, coward.
I'm
So-
not anybody's noble warrior here.
So he scoops it up.
Actually, okay. No, I didn't respond in time. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So he scoops it up, and he takes a moment, and he looks at it, and he starts to smile as his gold eyes start opening up again, and he takes a moment to put that back into the sack at this point, and attaching it safely to the belt that's around his waist. He says, "It's a shame. Exar Kun could have taught you much."
That was linked to Exar Kun. How did you know that these things would be here? Did somebody tell you?
At that point, he laughs, and he says, I am a genetically created Sith from the DNA of every successful, monstrous, and powerful Sith before me. I felt its calling, and I came.
I see.
After all, I should know Exarchun. He is in me.
Hmm. Don't suppose you're willing to divulge who it was who made you?
Why don't you roll for con again, and you just need to get easy.
Okay.
He's in that mode where he's probably gonna do the bad guy monologue.
You caught me monologuing.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, he's arrogant, so he's probably gonna start name dropping at this point if you get high enough.
Gotcha. Con. Okay. Okay, see if it works this time. There we go. 12, so moderate.
Yeah, so higher than easy.
Yep, nice.
So at that point, he laughs, and he's not unguarded, but clearly he's proud of his fixed and created lineage. And as he retells the tale, he was actually created by a Sith cult led by the Dr. Yel Thoran. And I'm putting the spellings in the chat too, so in case anybody needs them.
Right.
He says he was a presumably he was an Arcanian offshoot that was disenfranchised by by all of the mining clans from Arcania. A brilliant xenogeneticist who had a self-proclaimed forbidden fascination for dark side eugenics.
Okay.
But he believes that his creator was ultimately killed by rival cultists and who sabotaged his lab. His teacher is the one who found him and freed him.
See. So then you're simply consolidating as many Sith artifacts as you can for yourself and your mentor.
Of course. Although that is obvious.
Well.
And with that, there's like a large gust of wind that kicks through here. And he starts looking around, and he says, "It would seem that you've angered the ghosts," as he ignites his lightsaber.
Not again.
And at that point, Montan gets thrown back up against the wall. Go ahead and make a strength check.
As we all know, I'm known for my strength.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
I am quite the burly Balden. 10.
10. So you get bruised, but not to the point of like real actual damage. It hurt. But something slammed and pinned you like up against the wall, kind of poltergeist-like. There's a momentary lapse where it feels like you were kind of pinned, and then you slide down to the ground. Jarrus ends up getting flung, not even just like thrown backwards, but like flung at this point. Go ahead and roll your strength as well, Jarrus.
Yes, because Jarrus and Montan are in that same gym club.
We arm wrestle.
Let's see.
I mean, my first thought is that he's throwing us around. Because, he's already pushed Montana out of the way before.
Well, it rocks out with a 15 actually. With
Okay.
the wild die of a 6.
So you crash back up against like one of the walls, but you end up you had the advantage of seeing what happened to Montan, so you kind of expected it. So you twisted just right. You get hit, against the wall, but like nothing happens. You roll kind of right with it, and you're good. Drade, why don't you roll?
Yeah, like, should I roll any of my force skills to try to defend against it or something
Why
else?
don't you roll your altar?
Okay. Alright. $13.
Okay. You get pushed, but not thrown. It seems as if like whatever is affecting the area mostly bled off of you
Yeah.
as you actively resisted using the force, and it looks like that's exactly what Kane is doing as well.
Would that have been considered like a physical attack? As far as adding the bonus from my armor to it?
I mean, it's irrelevant now, but yes.
Okay. Keep that in mind for the next one that rocks me.
Sure. That's for purposes of like absorbing the damage, not necessarily resisting it, but yes. Okay, so after that happens, let's take a look. What does he have here again?
And
Okay.
since Drade has his just natural force sight, is he just seeing anything weird force-wise going on? That's
Actually,
like
you
causing
are.
this? Okay.
It's like seeing the ring raids.
Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, at that he'd be like, "Well, you weren't wrong about ghosts. I'm seeing them right now."
So at that point, he pulls back with his lightsaber and he says, ha, "Worthy prey." And you see him end up dashing forward and starting to strike with his lightsaber. You guys can attempt to act. The only person that can actively see them right now is Drade, though.
So Drade will be like, "Guys, hold on to something. Don't let it move you if you can." And then he's gonna like look around and see if he can like aim at one of these things and shoot it with a blaster to see
Sure,
if that
go
does
ahead.
anything.
He threw us against the wall. Can we shoot him now?
It's not him.
Can we shoot him anyway?
No. Okay. Let's see here. Shot with a blaster. Only an 8. But if it's close enough, then that might hit.
Okay. So you pull out the blaster. So you miss, but because you can see them, you can see what the one that you aimed at flinch.
Okay.
Oh,
When I do that, I'm like, shoot where I just shot right now.
I'm pitching a stun grenade into the area. My reasoning being, if there are such things as ghosts, their active psychic energy, maybe a stun blast will interrupt them.
Okay.
And Jarrus was going to charge forward, but now that a grenade's going that way, he's going to hang back.
Yeah.
He's got that pose of like, oh no.
10.
Okay, not great. Go ahead and roll a d6.
I mean, it's an area effect.
That is exactly what it is.
3.
Okay, so let me get the book pulled out here again. Oh, and it's right on that page. Cool. Oh,
Did I just stun myself? Did I
That's
just stun all of us?
that's a bump. So basically, what ends up happening is he takes it and he throws the grenade, and then what happens is you guys can see the map, right? That guy posted that in the Discord
Yeah.
chat.
Mhm.
Okay, so because you guys are down in that one room, do you see that there's the doorway in the middle, and that corner in the right? That's where his grenade hit. So it goes kaboom, goes off in there. Everybody in the room, give me a strength check.
Nice.
Unfortunately,
And-
it arced just a bit offside.
And if we're wearing armor, does like energy defense come to play? Okay.
It's
Oh yeah. Right.
no. Stunning. Stunning is technically strength, no matter what.
Oh,
So you should be still rolling strength to revert, because that's all it does is strength damage. It's stunning. So
Okay.
your armor should add per physical attack.
physical. Got it. Okay.
So it's okay. Physical. Is it physical we're rolling against? with
Physical.
armor?
Yeah.
Yep.
Physical.
Okay.
So basically, you get the full bonus of your armor.
Nice.
$17.
Ooh, nice.
16.
I'm gonna re-roll that because the one on the wild die is bad right now, and it's just gonna happen anyway. So a 15, but
Perfect.
one on the wild die.
Okay.
We need to have Matt's dice XP for a game. For each game.
So you end up throwing it.
I have no idea why my dice are doing anything tonight. So this is
Well, you gave me
completely counter to my normal.
So it banks off to the side. It ends up blowing up and it basically in everybody's face. Thankfully, you guys have taken lessons against accident friendly fire, and you're all armored. So that is going to take care of most of any sort of stunning attack. However, of course, it does cause a kind of a big flash as the thump of dispersal kicks out. Drade, however, as it clips you, it stuns you but doesn't physically harm you. Basically, given your sensitivity right now, it gives you like a splitting headache. So for temporarily, it's hard for you to see. It feels like you got needles going in your temples, sort of thing. Like it hurts like the dickens, but otherwise, you're okay.
Okay.
And as that happened, and you guys are taking a second, you can hear some more slashing of the lightsaber, and then there's like a pause, like the wind kind of dies down a bit, and you eventually hear the turbo lift being accessed.
Okay, that's not good.
Is that Kane Boss that?
Does it seem like he's still in here, or did Kane Voss leave this room?
No, sounds like he left the room. You don't see him.
Okay. Right. Head to the turbo lift.
Okay. He's going to destroy it when he gets upstairs. So
You two move. I'll cover the retreat.
All right.
Okay, so as you come back out and you're starting to make your way to the turbo lift, give me another willpower check, Drade.
just thinking, I don't know if I want to go out on these walkways above a chasm when invisible things are throwing us around.
Just got infinitely more scary.
20.
Oh, nice. You get a vision again. Again, far more clear than it was before, even though your head is throbbing at this point. And you end up specifically hearing the words, "Come."
He
And
stops.
it's in a different direction than the turbo lift. And of course, out of nowhere, one of those semi-empty containers like thrown over in your guy's direction came from further away, so it didn't have the accuracy. So getting out of the way wasn't a problem. But as Montan indicated, kind of a heck of a lot scary going out there on those catwalks with invisible things throwing stuff at you.
Right. Can I get a sense then from that that whisper, like which direction on the map here we'd be headed?
Actually, you do. You need to head over to 6. Which actually, now that I think about it, I'm looking at a different map. So it's the large room in the upper left-hand corner.
Okay. And he's going to like kind of listfully kind of move in that direction and kind of walk that way without saying anything to the others.
Okay.
Let's just move in that direction now.
Are we still getting thrown around?
There isn't a breeze anymore, but occasionally, yeah, you do see an object get thrown towards you.
Okay. Well, as long as I'm not the object.
No, you're not the object. It's not with the same degree of accuracy, though. So stuff is being thrown, but you have it. It's easier to get out of the way at this point. It's like it's more you're being harassed.
All right. Well, I'll go. Me and T4. We'll go after Drade.
Okay.
Like you force people are literally going to be the death of me. Maybe today.
Jarrus?
He'll follow, but he's facing back the other way with the electro staff. He's just kind of making wide sweeps in case something invisible closes the distance. He's, it's basically blind swinging, but he's
Right.
big wide sweeps of the staff so that he'll hit something in front of him if it comes up.
Gotcha. Trying to keep whatever's there honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so Drade, at this point, as you kind of meander your way through the halls, you keep like every so often, and it's bleeding into your reality at this point, almost as if you're wandering down these halls and you're mirroring the same movements of whoever came down these halls.
Mhm.
And you can tell that when you finally get into that large room, it looks like this had been a landing pad at one point in time. No ship remains. There is a patch of like cold in one far corner where it looks like maybe a hole had broken open and ice has come down and some snow kind of piles up. And you end up seeing what appears to be a body in the other corner. Given the cold, practically mummified. Gray robes as of this point. They're no longer white. They're just dirty and tattered and rotten and exposed to the elements at this point. And you end up. It looks like whatever took place here, this was their final resting place. Like this person ended up dying.
Right.
And right next to their body, you end up seeing, and it's in Discord chat, that.
Oh.
So a gold and dirty bronze, very ornate but old looking hilt.
So he like approaches it slowly and then he like kneels down to it. Does it look like it's being held by the corpse, or it's just
No.
laying next to the corpse?
Oh, no. This corpse has been here for so long, even if they were holding on to it, they wouldn't be anymore.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So he looks at it and he reaches out, and he'll go ahead and be a little fancy and use just telekinesis to pull it up from the ground and into his hand.
Okay.
And then kind of stand up slowly, looking at it from different angles, and then aiming it away and seeing if he can ignite the blade.
Okay. So when you flip the switch, it ends up igniting in this imbalanced purple energy at this point, and just snapping and crackling and whatnot. And the moment you actually do that, the objects being thrown and everything, it ceases.
And hearing that, he looks around, and with him looking, can he see any of those force ghosts or force wraiths
Not
or
anymore.
anything? Okay. Huh. And is there anything on the lightsaber where it looks like he could like twist it or change it so that the crackling of the lightsaber like becomes more focused?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Does it look like it's damaged, or it's supposed to look that way?
You have to take it apart to find out.
Okay.
But it looks perfectly serviceable the way it is.
Okay. And so he extinguishes the blade. He's like, this has been here for some time. Am I supposed to have this? He looks up to his crew. He's like, sorry, it's very strange.
It would have been better if you would have had that 20 minutes ago.
Right. Presence here in the facility. It's like they wanted me to have this. I don't know who this Jedi here was, though. Did any of you
I can collect a genetic sample.
yeah, actually, good idea, Jairus. Let's do that.
Or do we want to? Would it be respectful to retrieve the body?
Looking at the body, Jerome, does it look like it could be transported, or would it just fall apart if we try to move it?
I mean, it's going to fall apart, but if you wrapped it up correctly, I mean, you could still bring it. It's mummified.
Okay, well, right.
I
Okay.
mean, it's been here for a long time, but cold
Yeah.
tends to do that to people. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, if you figure out a way to wrap it in more cloth and whatnot, and I know you guys have got a little repulsor sled, you could just drop it on that and put it in the ship.
That's right. Well, we could take the entire body. That'd be easier. It's no use in leaving them here.
I should have brought a droid to carry things.
You did. He's in the turbo
Right.
lift.
I know, Montan. I get you, pal.
But
Sorry.
I mean, hey, at least we could help that guy with his shopping because that was nice of us.
Anyway, and he goes ahead and puts the saber, like attaches it to his belt and goes, Jairus, yeah, let's see if we can get this body moved and see if we can find any other clues as to what's going on here or what did happen. Probably not going to find that Kane anymore. He left. We've got to see if that turbo lift still works. It's also strange. Okay, first things first. We actually need to see if we can get ourselves out of here so we can get the pallet to move the body. Let's head to the turbo lift, see what's going on.
Okay. that is what we're going to go ahead and stop for the evening. You guys do manage to get back to Turbo Lift. Nothing happened to the Turbo Lift. He just took it to exit. So you managed to get everything back to your ship, and you take the body with you.
Yep.
Since Jarrus has medical supplies, are you going to put it someplace so you don't possibly bring any infection or anything?
Strap
Well,
it to the outside,
The ship does have a medical bay.
like Reavers.
Yeah, Rob's going to say, yeah, like Reavers. Yep. Like Goram Reavers.
The ship does have a medical bay, so we have some antibacterial supplies.
So just keep it
But-
in there for the time being?
Yeah, I don't have like a freezer
Okay.
to keep it frozen in, though.
Note to self. Install freezer unit.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
long-term
Okay.
body storage. Yeah.
So we've only got 3 people here, but we still got RP votes to do, so we're going to start with Dale.
I've got to give it to Mike for the snarkiness, the well earned and deserved snarkiness headed towards trade, and everything he had to go through. Definitely earns it.
Okay. Matt.
Yeah, I'm actually going to align with Dale. We'll give it to Mike for the same reasons. Because that was a dramatic character and kind of team building type of interplay. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike.
I mean, I'll go with Dale since he had to deal with a whole lot of
Okay.
Jedi stuff. So
All right. So, Mike, go ahead and write down 2 more character points to your character sheet as you win the RP vote. So those of you who are watching or hanging out with us, we are going to be playing again this Friday. Mythic Savannah starts at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Marvel kicks off with the game we should have had 2 weeks ago. Kicks off at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. So thank you guys all for hanging out with us and tuning in, and we will catch you all again next time. Good night, guys.
Good night.